didn't do anything extraordinary, but he passed the ball very well. We see some wonderful touches, in the middle from Maggie.
So
We
what
did
more
in
you
the
want
first
from
half.
Maggie? What
Yeah,
more you want
yeah,
from Maggie? What do you mean
Yeah,
on
yeah,
extraordinary?
yeah,
What more
nothing
you want from him?
extraordinary.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, the channel of undiluted sports content. Your favorite analysts are here to provide their feedback on the latest happening in the world of sports. Now, Jamaica took on Costa Rica in the final game of the group stage, a top of the table clash to determine who will play the United States or Canada in the quarterfinals. It wasn't a result that Jamaica wanted. They lost the game 1-0, and the analysts are here to give their reaction to what transpired. But before we go into the details, we see that you've been watching and liking our videos. We also want you to be part of the Sports DTM family by clicking that subscription button. If that button is still red, it simply means you're not subscribed yet. So where wait for? Just click the button and welcome to the Sports DTM family. Adrian, a result that we never wanted. A 1-0 to Costa Rica wasn't something that we wanted. But give me your reaction to the result.
1-0 is never. This wasn't a result that we wanted. We're hoping that Jamaica could go a perfect 3 games in 3. But if you wanted to lose a game, now is the time to lose that game. We're already through to the quarterfinals. The coach gave a number of players opportunities to play there. So therefore, you could preserve players for the next game. It was good to see the guys look really lively. They played a pretty good match, but just were not clinical in front of goal. Similar to the previous games, not as clinical, pretty sloppy. And it is hope that they learn from it. It is hope that, we can improve on this performance. But nonetheless, a very good showing, and we can only use it as a building block going forward.
What's your reaction, Ricky?
Rickard, my reaction to the match to Reggae Boyz is I'm mixed emotions basically. Mixed because I love how Jamaica played in the first half and the some of the second half. Love how they played, love the football, love the knocking, love how the midfield played, but we weren't finishing. Um, as I said, I'm having mixed feelings, and but I'm not gonna cry because it wasn't that bad of a match. So yeah.
Andrew, before you come in, I hear a lot of persons saying that this is Jamaica's best performance in the competition so far. They have had more possession than Costa Rica, 55.7% possession of the ball game. And they take 18 shots, 5 on target. You see this as Jamaica's best performance so far?
Greetings, everyone. Yeah, actually see it as one of Jamaica's top performance. It can show that Jamaica clearly dominated the game. It's just quite unfortunate that they weren't able to actually, put the ball in the back of the net. So it doesn't really matter how many positions we may have. I mean, don't really score those opportunities when they get those goals. It still boils down to just Jamaica having a good game, but unfortunately we didn't score. But I mean, as what Adrian and had said, is something that Jamaica can look towards building upon, and we can see that the players actually look towards fighting throughout the whole game, and that is something encouraging. So I mean, we can take this one and we can move on from there one. But really hope that we have actually won the game, but unfortunately we didn't.
Tigat, come in on this one. What's your overall reaction of the match?
Yeah, man. Well, I would say kudos to Mr. Whitmore. We all see all the players them now at the Gold Cup. He did his job for the first two games, qualified for the quarterfinal. Then he brought in everybody. So he know what to do for the next match against the United States. You know, quarterfinal round. He has all his cards now on deck, and he can choose whatever he wants. Either he can go to royal flush, or straight, or something. But he has all cards on deck right about now. So it's up to him. I was giving him kudos. He played everybody. You understand, and they know what to do now. So kudos to him. They had a good game, a brilliant game. You understand? Brilliant game. Maybe it's gonna give him more headache now, because he's gonna wonder who he want to start now. You understand? Because if you pick the wrong team coming Sunday, people is going to be on him. You understand? So he might put himself in a little mess right about now. We've seen everybody, the kid, you understand, in the middle, and Big Egg not playing, and now they play without Big Egg. So he kind of put himself in that little, like a sticky position right about now. But let's see what happens Sunday. And I was saying, good game, boys. Good game. I'm looking forward to watch you Sunday and see what you can do.
Adrian, here in Tiga Big Up Tapa, a lot of persons are blaming Tapa for this loss. And in the previous games, we see they talk about the midfield and Big Ek. But where do you think we lost this game?
Definitely we lost this game in the attacking third. We're just not clinical, got a lot of opportunity. They saw the players moving forward. But just that clinical striker to actually slap the ball in just was not there. The finishing has to be better, but it's not something that we would have just started with this game. It has something that has plagued us over the last from the tournament has begun. Basically, the strikers just not taking the chance, and we're not talking about difficult chances. Really just open chances. One-on-one with goalkeeper, right in front of the goal mouth action, just not having that level of composure. And so that's something that needs to be fixed. The midfield looked a lot more fluid than before. So, with the introduction of Devon Speedy Williams and Tyreek McGee, still a lot more work to be done in building that up. Fleming's not as explosive as the last match, but still I think offered a lot more than those who were there before. So that overall the team didn't look bad, but it's just the finishing part which is really throws us off.
So Andrew, same question for you. Where do you think we lost this game?
It's pretty much the same as what Adrian is saying now. I mean, in the attacking third there, you should really have that finishing. I mean, we got a couple chances where we could have actually finished off the game, and when you get the chances, you have to take it, and it clearly shows that we didn't take those chances. And I mean, as the one where a clear opportunity where Andre Gray had that one, that one should have been in the bag, but unfortunately, sometimes it goes in, sometimes it don't. But you can't really to knock a person for that. Still, he's a good striker. Just unfortunate that day that he didn't really, today I should say, he didn't really execute that shot there. And it showed that whenever the Costa Ricans got their opportunity, they actually capitalized on it. So I mean, we could have done better, but it's a part of the game. You win some, you lose some. We just need to ensure that we actually prepare for the US because they're coming. They're definitely coming. Yeah.
Yeah, Tiga, were you impressed with any area of the team and the way they played?
Yeah, the midfield, because we were saying we have a problem in the midfield, and we see where Williams and Agee come in the midfield and they try to string the pass together. You know, Maggie never did nothing. Didn't do anything extraordinary, but he passed the ball very well. We see some wonderful touches, you know, in the middle from Maggie.
So what more you want from Maggie? What more you want from Maggie? What do you mean on extraordinary?
Yeah,
what more you want from him?
You know, he played the game simple. You understand? Play the
but
game
that's how he usually played in a Tyrone. He's a simple type of player. That's how he naturally plays. He plays that type of simple ball game.
Right.
I mean, you have to think about, you know, him basically put on a big stage right there. So not to say that him choke or anything like that, but I mean, though too not the kid, it's a good learning experience for him too as well. And I personally think he played fairly well. I don't know what other analysts may think, but I think he played fairly well.
Well, if you get thrown in with the best team in the zone, top of the table clash, not getting your foot wet, and a lot of these players were just pretty much thrown together to actually play. So they were up against it. I think they acquitted themselves well. And if we had just taken a few of those chances, we would have been in a much better position. So, you know, it is what it is.
My thought on Maggie is where has he been all our life?
Wait, no. What area of the Reggae Boyz play you were disappointed with? That's for you, Ricky.
I was disappointed with the attacking third. We see where we got a lot of chances. We see where third got chances to swing in some passes, failed. We see Andre Gray get some goal, get some shots at goal, but it never materialized.
Tiga, we saw the inclusion of Devon Speedy Williams, Tyreek Magee, Junior Fleming, players that we've been calling for play more minutes in the Worldcup. They have gotten the opportunity to start. What's your overall reaction, or were you impressed with any of them?
We know that Speedy Williams was going to give us a good game, which he did. Magee, on the other hand, we wasn't too sure what he's going to do because we're wondering if the kid is going to really perform, give us a decent performance. My disappointment was Fleming because he was trying to prove a point that he's a starter and he wants to start the game, but he didn't prove that he belongs or he should start. You understand? So that is only the disappointment for me. Fleming didn't prove the point that he's a starter. So yeah, so I guess he'll be coming off the bench and get that wonderful impact from off the bench. You know, the super sub. He asked me a question I'm answering. So when you get your question, you can answer the question.
What more Fleming to do?
No. All right. You know, he got realized still. He got realized that you're listening. If you really
no man, you can't tell me what me I say. You gotta say what you say. Me say what me I say.
Nothing wrong with that, but we can't follow up with what you're saying because I can't understand where you're getting. But we're hinting at, as I should say. So, Junior Fleming is a baller where he has this burst of speed. So, you know, with that performance in the previous game, you'd have thought that, you know, starting now, he would have displayed that same sort of impactfulness in which he had displayed. Now, we didn't really see that throughout the whole game. You get me? So I mean, he looks like the type of player in which you bring on the second half, where you probably have like a 20 minutes and you want that type of pace going forward.
Hold on,
So,
Andrew. There's a
yeah,
difference match.
yeah.
In
As
Guadeloupe
I was
match,
going to say the same thing.
most of the attacks were coming from the left side. So Flemings would have been more effective in that match. In this match, most of our attacks were coming from the midfield, right? We see where Maggie and Speedy and the Rasta, Daniel Johnson were linking up in the midfield, and most of the ball coming from the midfield. Flemo was basically left ineffective. So that is why you
Yeah,
know
but
see him. That is why he was basically invisible in the match. So you saying Tyrone saying that Flemings should come off the bench. I think that was
No,
an
but if you're
unfair statement.
hold on, if you're
That's an
invincible,
unfair
if
statement.
you're playing a game and you're invincible, you must be visible. If you're invincible, you must come in that game and be visible. You're gonna last the entire game. You last the entire 90 minutes. And say, oh, nobody again now play versus some
No, stop. Right? Flemmer took some shots. Alex,
Yeah.
I'm black. Flemmer took some shots. Flemmer took a good headed shot to the keeper par over.
Right.
The shot will go wide. And there are a couple of them which are
those
black.
the way you're
Right.
talking about shot, when you're talking about shot, those were pod kick. I can't come over and him head the ball.
No.
I can't come over and him head the
come on,
ball.
but
No.
Ricky.
I'm not gonna
So
impress that.
Ricky. I'm be fair still, Flemo get some nice opportunity where if him just have a little bit more composure still, him could have been more effective, because him have one where him basically kick off him left foot. I mean, I say, like, seriously still, Flemo, you could have actually, take a little time.
Yes. So I saw that to Andrew. I saw that as well. But
I'm not knocking him, but I'm just saying though, he probably would have been more impactful if him probably come on as a sub.
Yeah, why? For who? With who?
No.
Who's the next player who was doing much better than what he was doing?
What's that?
So,
Who was the next player who was doing so much better than what he was doing?
so what affected Flemo's game and made the difference between Guadeloupe and Costa Rica. Flemo was playing on the same wing as Joel Campbell, right? And apparently the plan was to keep Campbell out at all costs. Right, so you found that Flemo was defending a lot. And we saw that in the first half. A lot of times he was one-on-one with Joel. Joel beat him a couple times. Shoulder in Joel's face, all of those things happening because Flemo had to be defending. And apparently that was the plan from Tapa. Keep Joel out at all costs. Right, so that affected the way Flemo advanced or attack. But Adrian, I want to hear your views on how Speedy play, because every match we play, Hector has start over Speedy. Can't leave this review without talking about the way Speedy play beside Daniel Johnson in midfield.
Well, I tell you what, Kurt, and Speedy is probably the biggest revelation for some people, because we knew it. We have always called for Speedy in terms of his skill set. But for some strange reason, people look at Speedy as to say, boy, the USL ball, and maybe not as highly technical. Well, guess what happened? Every single game that Speedy has played for this tournament, he has been very impactful. You can see him link up, him passing, him transition from defense to attack and back, and him very lively. So therefore, I don't know how Speedy Williams cannot start the next game, If you're looking at a central defensive midfielder, and he's not a bruising hard tackler, but certainly in terms of the link-up play and the passing them and just spraying the ball all around, he just sits back there perfectly in it. And as such, this one is maybe one of the easiest choices in terms of players to play on Sunday, and I'll be very surprised if he doesn't get a start on Sunday for the game against the USA.
Talking about the game on Sunday, Tika, did you saw enough in this game to have any confidence that we will beat the US on Sunday?
Listen, before the tournament, we had an interview with Damon Lowe, and Damon Lowe proved that, and he said that they are confident of beating the USA. Even though USA had beat them in a friendly, he was saying that that's not the right side. So I know the boys are really gearing up for this match, this watermouth match, you know. They're really gearing up for this match. So even if we don't want them to play the USA, they want to have a point to prove. You understand? So yeah, I saw enough tonight, and I think it's going to be a good match on Sunday.
Okay. Thank you, guys. There you have it, Sports DTM fans. Another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Sports DTM analyst reaction to the match between Jamaica and Costa Rica in the Worldcup. Jamaica lost the game by 1-0. There were some positives and there were some areas that we need to improve on. Fans out there, we would love to hear from you by leaving your comments in the comment section below. What's your thoughts on Jamaica's performance? Who you think we need to change? Did you saw enough to be confident that Jamaica will beat the US on Sunday? Leave all those comments in the comment section below. And always remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. Yeah, that red button under the video you watch, just click on it, and welcome to the Sports DTM family. This has been another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Tell your friends, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell all of them, friend them to come and join the Sports DTM family. Be blessed.